You ordered real fried chicken, but what actually lands in that bucket? Former workers told us the birds arrive pre-processed, frozen, then thawed in plastic bags before a quick blast in a pressure fryer. We'll follow the chicken's trip from industrial barns to your tray, show why freshness gets engineered out long before you smell that fryer, and compare the 11 herbs and spices promised to what's really dominating the flavor. Stay to see how much of that seasoning a food scientist said was basically salt, and why that matters for your health and wallet. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. You ordered nostalgia. What shows up started in an industrial barn, rode a cold chain, and thawed in a plastic bag. So where did fresh go? Let's start with the trip.
It's finger-licking good. Perhaps we all have the same thing in mind when we hear this slogan. It's none other than the well-known American fast food chain, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or also known as KFC.
If you've ever sunk your teeth into a crispy piece of KFC chicken and thought, wow, this is delicious, you're not alone. Americans eat millions of KFC meals every single day.
Who doesn't love some Colonel Sanders and his southern accent talking about dem chickens? There are a lot of fast food chains that serve fried chicken, and of course, each one of them has its own uniqueness. But come on, let's admit it, KFC still hits differently.
Whether it's at family dinners, tailgates, picnics, or just grabbing a quick lunch on the go, it's comfort food at its finest, and the brand has cemented itself into our culture as much as apple pie and baseball. But behind that golden...
The birds grow in huge houses, same fast-growth breed, feed tuned for weight gain, not flavor. Then they head to a processing plant where the pieces get trimmed, portioned, and lined up for a blast freeze. That deep chill isn't a chef's choice. It's a shipping plan. Freezing buys time. Weeks of it. Keeps trucks full and schedules tight, but it roughs up texture. Ice crystals form, then melt, and the meat gives up moisture. At the distribution center, boxes wait for the call, then the store gets sealed bags. Thawing in plastic is about drip control and speed. Less mess, faster prep, not a love letter to fresh. Now the pitch says Real fried chicken and 11 herbs and spices. The back door says pallets, timers, and speed goals. Pressure fryers step in because they push out batch after batch on the clock. They hold moisture and hit safe temps fast. That's great for throughput. It is not the same as a skillet where a cook tweaks heat, flip by flip. Here's the real kicker. Mass poultry is often treated with sodium solutions, phosphates, and brines to hold water. Think sponge, not steak. It keeps pieces juicy on paper and heavier on a scale, but it blunts flavor and gives that springy bite you know from deli meats. Busy rushes add risk. When lines grow, shortcuts creep in. Raw sitting out too long, warm holding drifting past safe ranges. Breading stations splashed with raw juices.
And we probably choose it over and over again whenever we crave for the finest fried chicken. There's no doubt in that, as it remains as the comfort food of millions of people around the world. It's because they stay true to its tagline.
Lies a story you probably don't want to hear. There have long been rumors that KFC chicken is packed with skin, tendons, beaks, and other parts of the bird most of us would never dream of eating.
It's crispy, salty, savory, and very, very tasty. Truly finger-licking good. Of course, this is because of their 11 herbs and spices that they brag about. However, there's this one ingredient they use that they did not tell you about.
While some of those claims sound like internet myths, the reality of what goes into fast food fried chicken may surprise you. And once you know, you might never look at a bucket of fried chicken the same way again. To understand what you're eating.
Cross-contamination loves chaos. Temperature logs only help if they're watched. What lands in your bucket is a logistics win, not a kitchen triumph. The pre-restaurant look, pale pieces sealed in glossy bags, thawing liquid pooled at the seams, waiting for the fryer. That bag thaw isn't a chef's trick. It's a leak guard for the assembly line. Now let's move on to the flavor promise, the 11 herbs and spices, and what's actually doing the heavy lifting on your tongue. You know the jingle. The truth is, your tongue reads one thing first, sodium. Let's start with the mystique. Secret blend. Kernel lore. the theater of craft. It sounds hand-mixed in a back room, weighed like gold dust. What actually hits your taste buds is simpler and louder. Here's the tension. A food scientist's breakdown said more than 40% is plain salt, with MSG riding shotgun. That flips the pitch from recipe to chemistry. Salt does the heavy lift. MSG amplifies, and the fryer's fat carries aroma like a delivery van, so the first bite arrives with sound and smell cranked up. Think of it less like grandma's spice rack and more like a volume knob on your mouth. Salt turns up salivation. MSG boosts the savory note that makes meat taste meatier. Hot oil picks up those aromas and slaps them straight into your nose. Treble, bass, volume, all at once. Now for what it means for you.
That is, KFC uses MSG. I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. Hi everyone, welcome to Food Mystic. Today, I'm going to talk about the secret ingredient that KFC has been using in cooking its well-loved fried chicken.
To start where it all begins, the chicken itself. When most of us picture a farm, we imagine chickens roaming free in the sunshine, scratching at the dirt, maybe clucking around in open fields.
Before anything else, let's first know more about KFC. It was Harland David Sanders, well revered as Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC in 1952. But what's interesting about it is that he began his life far away from the kitchen.
That's the picture of wholesome farming we like to believe in. But the truth behind industrial chicken farming, which supplies giants like KFC, looks very different. The vast majority of chickens used for fried chicken in the US are raised.
High-sodium fast food stacks up fast. 1 or 2 pieces can swallow a big chunk of a day's sodium guidance before sides even show up. That load doesn't just season, it swells. You feel it in thirst, in bloat, and for some people, in blood pressure. The breading brings its own helpers. Anti-caking agents keep the mix flowy in big bins. Stabilizers hold the crunch after hot oil. They serve texture and shelf life, not a clean label. Preservatives sit in the gray zone. Regulators may allow them, but that's not the same as what you want in a Tuesday dinner. Allowed is not the same as welcome. There's also sugar sneaking in where you wouldn't expect it.
He spent years of his life doing everything except cooking. After years of misfortunes and failures, he decided to take the biggest risk in his career.
In massive factory farms, where tens of thousands of birds are crammed into warehouse-like sheds, they're bred to grow unnaturally fast.
Added sweeteners can help the crust brown and cling, even when the dish is supposed to be savory. It boosts color and stick, not your meal. The real kicker, the flavor hit is engineered and salt is the workhorse. That bargain bucket tastes bold because the knobs are maxed out. So what is the takeaway when value and health are both on the line? You are not buying a farm-fresh meal. You are buying a system tuned for speed, shelf life, and salt-driven flavor. The sodium load in a typical fast food chicken meal can blow past daily limits set by major health groups. That pushes blood pressure now and raises long-term heart risk. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone. Spend your money where kitchens show ingredients and cook from raw without chemical crutches. Transparent menus, real prep, fewer shortcuts. Want us to trace another menu item, start to finish? Drop it in the comments and we will follow the trail.